Hi, my name is Maya, and for this project I've designed an aquaponics system for my client, my friend Jasmine, who lives in a small apartment with a balcony and wants to grow fresh herbs and leafy vegetables sustainably. The aim of this design is to create a compact, low-maintenance aquaponics system that fits her urban lifestyle while contributing to food sustainability. This project aligns with the Creating Design Solutions strand in the Victorian Design and Technologies curriculum and addresses UN Sustainable Development Goals 2, 11 and 12, focusing on sustainable agriculture, resilient urban living and responsible production. In the investigation phase, I first consulted with Jasmine to identify her needs. She wanted a small, sustainable system to grow herbs like basil, coriander, and mint without needing to constantly buy and dispose of plastic packaged herbs from supermarkets. Her constraints included limited space, no prior experience with aquaponics, and a preference for something low maintenance. I researched small-scale aquaponics setups and discovered that fish waste can be converted into nutrients for plants, creating a closed-loop cycle. The only consistent input required was fish food. I also considered using recycled materials like plastic containers, PVC pipes, and off-the-shelf aquarium equipment, which aligns with sustainability principles and cost-effectiveness. I generated three different design concepts. The first design was a vertical pipe system, which involved a tower of vertical pipes with plant holes and water trickling from top to bottom. This design saves space, but it was technically too challenging for a beginner. The second design was a floating raft bed, which is a tub filled with water where plants float on styrofoam. It's easy to build and maintain, but it takes up more floor space. And then for the third and final design, it was a tiered box system. This system uses gravity for water flow, minimizes floor space, and uses common materials, ideal for Jasmine's lifestyle. It's also visually appealing and beginner friendly. Here is the hand-drawn diagram of my aquaponics system. At the bottom is the fish tank where fish like goldfish or silver perch live and produce waste. Above is the grow bed, which contains clay pebbles and is planted with herbs such as basil and mint. A small water pump moves water from the fish tank up into the grow bed. The plants absorb the nutrients and clean water drains back into the fish tank below. This was a practical and accessible method that still allowed me to clearly convey how the aquaponics system works and meets the client's needs. Using this method kept the environmental impact low by avoiding the need for materials or electricity during the prototyping phase. It also reflects a realistic classroom approach where students may not always have access to physical building resources but can still demonstrate understanding through visual communication. This step highlights the importance of idea communication in the design process, especially when resources are limited or when working with younger students in a school setting. In a classroom setting, I would use this as a teaching model. The design successfully meets the brief by addressing Jasmine's needs for sustainability, compactness, and ease of use. The strength of the design was that it was compact and modular, low cost, and uses recycled materials and supports STEM learning. The limitations were that it still requires manual feeding of fish and occasional maintenance. And that some learners may find the water pump setup challenging without guidance. If I were to improve, I'd add a solar-powered water pump and a journaling element for students to record observations over time in a school setting. This project aligns with levels 5 to 6 of the Victorian Design and Technologies curriculum, specifically the Creating Design Solutions strand, where students would investigate sustainable systems, generate and communicate design ideas, use materials responsibly and safely, and evaluate and refine their designs. It can also be integrated with science, such as biological systems and life cycles, mathematics, where they can measure volume and flow, and civics, such as the ethical food systems. Ethically, the project promotes sustainable design, water conservation, and recycling. Safety is emphasized by using low-risk materials and clearly instructing students on handling tools, which is just a pen, paper, and textures. In conclusion, this aquaponics design responds to a real-world need, incorporates sustainable practices, and offers rich curriculum links for primary education. It demonstrates how design thinking can lead to meaningful, practical learning in schools while supporting global sustainability goals. Thank you.